Do you guys believe that there is such a thing as a humble AAA game developer? I do not believe that this mythical creature exists. I do believe that when a AAA company hires for talent, they will go like, how much of an asshole are you? I'm a really big asshole. You're hired, and we want you to talk with the customers. Like, our customers enjoy being talked down to. They enjoy being given sass, and we want you to do that. We want you to make them feel insignificant. We want you to tell them they're wrong. We want you to be antagonistic with them, because this is how a progressive company in modern day rainbow capitalist Western nations is like. If we do not give SaaS to our customers, then what are we? How can we look to our peers? How can we look to BlackRock and see that they look at us with respect? BlackRock gives us money the more we spit on our customers. The bigger amount of saliva that we have, the more cash we get, so we need you to spit on them. Go on Twitter and spit on them. So yeah, no, generally, I do believe that this is the reality in gaming companies, because, look, here you have the creator of the new Prince of Persia, which inherited an IP. Like, he didn't come up with the concept. An IP was given to him by his betters, the people who actually made the game that was so popular, it went around the world. So actual talent gave this person a chance. But unfortunately, he decided to not use the IP except for commercial purposes. A bait and switch. Like, here we created something, but it's not for you. So people are telling him, look, the prince does not look Middle Eastern. What are you doing? Now, instead of admitting that, he's going to say, no, actually, all of you are wrong. The internet is wrong. I am right because I work for a multi-billion-dollar company. I understand there's been some controversy about what a Prince of Persia hero should look like. I think it's time for me to provide an official style sheet that everyone can refer to. Please see attached. I hope this helps settle things once and for all. I would like to point out that this Prince of Persia was heavily criticized by the mainstream media for being too white. They went with a DNA test and they went like, your parents are born wrong! You do not deserve to be cast in this movie! You cannot play a fictional Middle Eastern man! What is wrong with you? Right? Like, the media did this for this actor. And you know what? I agree with them, actually. I do think that in order to create immersion, they should have casted someone of Middle Eastern origin. Because it's called Prince of Persia. It's not even like the Persian. So you can say that a white person got lost there. No, it's Prince of, like, he's part of royalty. Right? The family line is actually important. The heritage, the pedigree, for once it actually matters. But as you can see, like most Prince of Persia, you know, besides this, which, again, it's pixelated stuff, and the technology back then wasn't as good as it is now. Yeah, he's kind of light brownish. Like, the way you'd expect a person from that geographical area to look like. This one is black. But, like, that's not the problem. You know, like, you could have gotten away with it. What is with the American hairstyle? What is with the California hairstyle? This is why people are upset. You put hip-hop music, and you give it the mental illness haircut. Okay? This is why people are... But secondly, they're also upset because you're saying that the game is Prince of Persia, and within the trailer, the prince has been kidnapped. So you don't get to play with the prince. The Prince of Persia, when you don't get to play with the prince. And secondly, they say he has been kidnapped to another country, and you get to play as whatever the fuck this is, and you're not even playing Persia. So it's Prince of Persia that's not in Persia, and you don't play as the prince. What is wrong with you? Why would you do this? Like, if this was a new IP... If this was, I don't know, the hip-hop of the Middle East or something like that, like American woke colonialism influences other nations, the platformer, no one would have complained. It would have been, yeah, no, like, this is a really nice game. Yeah, sure. And honestly, from the trailer, it looks like it could be a nice game. But, like, why are you doing this? Why would you take an IP and not care about, like, are you that incompetent of a writer that you need the help of others to create your stuff and to sell your stuff? Like, you do not believe that your stuff sells, so you're going to take something else that sold in the past, and you're hoping that people will buy that so that they can play your fantasy instead of them playing their fantasy, which is what they expect when they purchase something. And you know, like, at least have the decency to shut the fuck up when people are criticizing you on the internet because they're right, you're wrong. Like, chances are, when tens of thousands of people are offering their criticism and you're just one person, chances are you're wrong and they're right. Not to mention, they're the customer. You want money from them, right? Why would you criticize them if you want cash for them? Like, I am making my own video game, as some of you probably know. I don't have anything to announce yet, but it's going really well. Those of you who follow me on Twitter probably know what I'm creating and you know how beautiful it looks. But like, my video game is influenced from Asian mythology. Now, if I were to have people who are fans of that genre, they like succubi, and they say, well, V, actually, you're creating them wrong. Like, this is not how it's supposed to do. Then I would have two choices. Number one, if I literally want to create my own interpretation, like, notice how I'm not taking any IP. I'm not trying to take on someone else's work. But if someone would tell me, it's like, hey, you know, you're doing it wrong, and I'll be like, okay, but my interpretation is the one that I want. The last thing I would do would be to criticize them and say they're wrong. I would just shut up. Just shut up, you know, like, let them play, let them see if they like it. If they don't like it, well, at least I tried. Okay, like, it was a nice journey, but I guess I didn't manage to make something good. Or, secondly, I would notice, okay, you know, maybe they have a point, and maybe I can make some changes in order to make sure that they're happy. In this specific thing, like, at least you could change the haircut. Now, as a game developer, I can tell you it's not that fucking hard. You just change the haircut, put a turban on his head, and there you go. But no, like, you don't wanna, right? Like, not to mention, like, even these princes that, as you pointed out, were white in color, they did get criticisms. Not at the time, by the way, because people weren't focused on race at the time when video gaming just became a thing. At least they were dressed the way you expect someone from 1001 Nights to be dressed. And this helps create immersion. This is why they're dressed like that. In order to create the immersion that you are in a story which is inspired by the 1001 Nights. Right? Like, this to me does not create that immersion. This to me creates like I'm in the United States of America, listening to hip-hop. This is not going to be a timeless classic. This is going to be the time of hip-hop 2023. But anyway, you know, let me know what you guys think. I do believe that this game will sell, though, because it looks mediocre enough, and unfortunately, we live in a world where most video games are broken on launch, so the competition isn't that fierce to begin with. Could have been better, in my opinion. Could have been much better, but really bad start. You know, you as the creator shouldn't give sass to the customer. You shouldn't do this. This is horrible. This is shameful. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.